Could I have everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mayor Racy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Here.
Councilman Miller,
Present.
Councilman Webster,
Here.
Councilman Dowd,
Here.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Here.
Councilman Wagner.
Here.
A quorum is present. Next on the agenda is moment of silence for Arthur L. Carpenter.
We could everybody just take a moment, please. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is administration of oath of office to Kevin McCartney, police officer, and Joshua Preeb, police officer. So if you'll join me up front, please. Repeat after me. I, Kevin McCartney,
I, Kevin McCartney,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wayne,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wayne,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of
and I will faithfully perform the duties of
police officer
police officer
in and for the City of Wayne to my best ability, so help me God.
in and for the City of Wayne to my best abilities, so help me God. Thank you.
So, officer, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joshua Preeb,
I, Joshua Preeb,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wayne,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wayne,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of
that I will faithfully perform the duties of
police officer
police officer
in and for the City of Wayne to my best ability, so help me God.
in and for the City of Wayne to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Fine if I just hide right here.
Oh, see, if he just sat down, he'd be fine right now. And well protected. You standing in that one up? I get in them no matter what.
Item number 1, approve agenda.
Move to approve with a couple of amendments. Under presentations, D, presentation by Crest Bible Church to Wayne officers, needs to be moved to D, communications, as item B. And then for bid awards, A, the pricing at the top is incorrect for low bidder Mark Anthony Contracting, Inc. out of Milford, Michigan. It should actually be for $686,460.68.
Mayor Racy, may I add one more correction?
Sure, hold on one second. What was that again? I'm sorry, that total?
$686,460.68.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Did you have anything? Or you?
Also, I would like to add is on 5A, the Richard Street, it is Richard.
Yes, it is.
And you seconded, correct?
Pardon me?
Seconded Jeremiah's,
I'll also second his corrections.
okay. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2 is city council minutes. A, special meeting of April 16th, 2019.
Move to approve.
Second.
Wagner.
All in, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And item 2B, regular meeting of April 16th, 2019.
Move to approve with one small correction. At the second paragraph, Mayor Racy called the meeting to order at 8:10, and it should make mention that he asked the Weeblos PAC 247 to lead the pledge.
Do we have a second for that?
A second.
Tom? Okay.
Second.
Your pro tem. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3 is presentations. 3A, presentation by Roosevelt McGrath Elementary and Hoover Elementary Schools to Wayne Police Department.
Jillian? Good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Mayor, Member of City Council. I'm Charlie Hallman, and I'm the Principal and Special Education Site Director of Roosevelt McGrath Elementary School. Joining me today are
Jillian Boston, Parent Guardian Liaison, Roosevelt McGrath.
And Jessica McMahon, Parent Coordinator at Hoover Elementary.
So tonight it's our pleasure to kind of give back what has been given to us. For many, many years, the students at Roosevelt McGrath and at Hoover School have been fortunate enough to do Shop with a Cop at Christmas time, going out and spending some very hard-earned donations and getting some wonderful Christmas gifts for families in need. When it came time to do some fundraising and do a civic project, the students at Roosevelt McGrath and the students at Hoover Elementary Schools decided to go into a bit of a competition this year, one school against the other. Roosevelt McGrath did come out on top, and we were fortunate enough to raise what I consider quite a bit of money to support the Shop with a Cop program that has done so many wonderful things for students at both of these elementary schools. So tonight we have a Happy Gilmore-sized check here to present to the chief to continue to support the program that has supported so many of our children, and just thank everyone on the kids' behalf for the longstanding tradition that the fine officers of the city of Wayne have been able to extend to us. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to come in and present.
No, I'd rather you're in, not me.
Okay, I'll have everybody go up to there.
Looks better. You have all these, Miss?
Have everybody shift over so this. Mayor,
Behind it.
would you be bringing? Hang on one second. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
You're getting a lot of love lately. It's nice.
Just real quick, thanks to both schools for this small gesture of appreciation. But I really have to thank Sergeant Hughes and Sergeant Perez, who initiated this program and keep it rolling. So their leadership has definitely helped out in that regard. It's our pleasure to receive this.
Yeah, they do a great job with it. I've been out the last 2 years, and it's amazing what our police officers are doing for the kids in the community. I agree.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor.
The basketball team is here.
Item 3B, council presentation to Wayne Memorial High School girls basketball team.
Need to let them know. Good. Come on. Come on in, girls.
I don't know which way I'm supposed to be facing. Okay. First of all, thanks everybody for allowing us to come. My name is Coach Jarvis Mitchell. I'm the head coach of Wayne Memorial Girls High School basketball team. And I want to share a little bit of things about us that happened to us this season and the last season. This is our second year in a row going to the Final Four on the Girls High School State Championship in Michigan. Over the past 4 years, our seniors have recorded a record of 83-16, I believe. And we've won 3 out of the last 4 KLA conference championships. We've won 2 regionals, 2 quarterfinals, along with 3 districts, I believe. Well, also featuring some kids with Division I scholarships. This year we have a kid that was first team, all everything, all dream team, all state. She accepted a full ride scholarship at the University of Illinois. And also we had another kid that accepted a full ride Division I scholarship to South Carolina State University. Amongst other 3 underclassmen that also hold Division I offers as well. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, girls. I'm going to call you up, and I have a certificate signed by the mayor on behalf of the city of Wayne. So I have number 2, Jordan Wright. Number 4, Elena Micho. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Okay. Elena, number 4. Number 5, Paris Robinson. Number 10, Janae Terry. And number 12, Jaya Hicks. Number 15, Gloria Jarvis. Number 20, Kayla Gray. Number 21, Samaya Hoskin. Samaya Hoskin. Number 23, Elena Brodnax. Number 24, Jasmine Elder. Number 32, Lee Chale Gaines. Number 33, Michaela Ziegler-Griggs. Number 50, Davy Matthews.
I just want to congratulate all you guys. I'm a graduate from Wayne Memorial myself, so I've been following you guys. I haven't been at the games, but I've been paying attention on Facebook because thanks to your coach posting stuff all the time. But you guys have been doing great and have been representing the city very well. And the entire city is very proud of you. So thank you.
Can I get an authentic team photo, some kneel-in, some standing, just so we can get everybody together a little bit? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Then we get everybody in here good. All right, perfect. Maybe one coach on the other side?
Great, go ahead.
Come on. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's awesome. All right, everybody. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3C, council presentation to Irene Vergie Mack. And I have a resolution.
We're going to read it first.
Whereas on Saturday, May 22nd, 1929, in Detroit, Michigan, Irene Vergie Johnston became the second of 3 children born to Roy G. Johnston and Mary Waits. Virgie is part of the greatest generation, having grown up during the Depression and World War II. Her parents divorced when she was 15, and her mother held various jobs to put food on the table. Living near the Fox Theater, her mother befriended some actresses who gave their cast-off clothing so she could make clothing for her children. So even though they were poor, they were always clean and well-dressed. Virgie and her sister Ionia, a.k.a. Dolores, and her brother Leroy all had to clean the house, shop for groceries, and cook. A strong work ethic was instilled in them, but they also had fun. They swam in Belleville Lake and danced to the big bands. When Virgie was living near the Willow Run plant, she remembers lying in a field on her back, waving to the pilots who were flying bombers out of the plant, headed for Europe. She remembers that they always waved back. For spending money, Virgie babysat Dr. Ken and Miss Betty Dryer's 3 children. She would watch the children after school and start dinner. So whereas Virgie attended Wayne High School, where she met Milton L. Mack, it was love at first sight. Virgie graduated in 1948, and a few days later married Milton. They eventually welcomed 4 children into their family: Milton Jr., Robert, Teresa, and Marie. They bought their first and only house on Glenwood in 1952. At that time, Glenwood was a dirt road, and there was a farm across the street where Utes Funeral Home now stands. Whereas Virgie kept the home fires burning with 2 small children when Milton was diagnosed with tuberculosis and recovered at Mayberry's Sanatorium for several months in 1956. She eventually became a master seamstress, making dozens of wedding and wedding party dresses, and worked in the Wayne Westland School District as a paraprofessional for 20 years. Whereas Virgie is devoted to her faith and she has dedicated her life to the beauty of God's creation, she converted to Catholicism to marry Milton and has been a faithful member of St. Mary's congregation for over 70 years. She taught catechism at St. Mary's for 40 years. She finally retired after her 89th birthday, but continues to minister behind the scenes, always lending her support and expertise when needed. Whereas Virgie has built a solid foundation on which she raised her family that includes 4 children, 4 grandchildren, and 19 great-grandchildren, with 2 more on the way. A youthful, energetic, and beautiful woman with a never-say-no attitude, she has a presence of love and humility that her loved ones and those who've had the opportunity to know her have grown to admire. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council joins with the family and friends of Virgie Mack to celebrate her 90th birthday. Mrs. Mack, may you have all the love your heart can hold, all the happiness a day can bring, and all the blessings a life can unfold. Happy birthday. Signed this, sealed this 7th day of May, 2019.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Virgie. Happy birthday to you.
Item 4A, item 4, bid awards. 4A, approve the bid award to provide replacement of deficient 6-inch water main with new 8-inch water main, concrete removal and replacement of street approaches and areas of deficient sidewalk on Mildred Street between Annapolis Avenue and Stellwagen Street to be paid for through the Water Fund. Approval subject to a written contract acceptable to both the city and the vendor. Bidder Mark Anthony Contracting Incorporated, Milford, Michigan. Total was $655,107 Springline Excavating, Farmington Hills, Michigan, $739,636. HMC LLC of Troy, Michigan, $751,817.50. Great Lakes Contracting of Waterford, Michigan, $771,137. Major Cement Company of Detroit, Michigan, $852,030.
You said the number at the first one wrong, or did you say the correct one? You said the 686, 460?
Yes, it was amended to $686,460 and 68 cents.
Okay.
Mayor Racy, I would move to approve for the bidding with Mark Anthony Contracting Corporation, Milford, Michigan, with that new dollar amount that was specified earlier.
Okay. Okay, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
4B is approve the bid award to provide professional planning services. Approval subject to a written contract acceptable to both the city and the vendor. Bidder McKenna of Northville, Michigan, $29,120. Carlisle Wortman Associates, Ann Arbor, Michigan, $30,000.
Move to approve option C, city-provided planning services for $19,000. Includes $6,000, $500 a month for professional retainer services offered by McKenna.
Support.
Any questions?
I do, Mayor Racy. I do have concerns regarding this one. I know the administration has made great strides in finding the right fit for us in the planning services for this community. I am suggesting, respectfully suggesting to council that we table this until after the budget. I feel that with upcoming thought process regarding community readiness, a master plan, that we should consider potentially some other options after the budget has been approved.
Anybody? Just so you're aware, with the way, with the new clerk, there's actually a $20,000 savings from her hire. So there's actually, we're actually 19,000. So we have the budget money to be able to do this.
So this is already built into the budget?
Yes. Can I have Mike come up and explain it? Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. This was your idea, so go and explain it to us.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. So we've had a wonderful, skillful planner and clerk over many years in our community. And when our clerk left us, our clerk and planner left us as one person to become a clerk at Garden City, we were very fortunate to have Eileen step in for us as the clerk for a time, and then Tina came on and is now our clerk. So that portion of our services has had a smooth transition. As far as the planning goes, there was a void that was left there, and Lori Goen has been working very hard, and I've been also working on the planning above our normal duties. And so we put out an RFP to consider what it would look like to have a consultant come in and take care of all of the services for us. And then we also evaluated what we thought we could reasonably do in-house with the help of a consultant, as we're proposing to you in the option that we submitted. And so after looking at the savings that we could give and the opportunities that we have for addressing planning Monday through Friday, because we're here those days, it made sense for us to try and propose this at least to the council for their consideration. So that's what we have before you tonight.
And Mike, and with these other two bids, isn't it like 3 hours, 6 hours or something that they're able to, what they would be working
Right,
a
so
week?
in the request for proposals that we had, we looked at the companies were submitting services for being available for 1 day a week or 2 half-days a week, something similar to that. And that number was a much larger number if they were going to provide office hours and some of the regular services that we can do in-house. So doing this in-house gives us the opportunity to cover all of those days at a reduced cost. We do have McKenna here also, Mr. McKenna, that will be on call for us. That's part of this proposal. So we do have the skills of the planner when we run into more technical issues. Many of the issues are issues that we're very familiar with, that we go over and over again, and those are the issues that we'll be able to handle. But when more technical type planning issues need to be addressed, Mr. McKenna will be available.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mayor Racy,
Yes.
my question to everybody is, how are we to determine the variance of common questions that you'll be filtering through at that level? And we are going to then additionally partner in paying for an on-call consultant as well with this.
Right, so Lori and myself will not answer any questions that we don't know the answer to. There are a lot of things that come up very commonly that are a fair amount of work that we have regular answers to, that we've been involved with for long periods of time. And so those that we're very confident in, we will answer ourselves. We'll do a lot of the work that's related to listening to what people have to say and getting them the correct information. But again, we still need a planning support. And so when we're not 100% confident that we have the right answer, then we're going to give Mr. McKenna and his staff a call, and they'll provide us with the right answer. In both options that were being considered, we are looking at the base cost of what it takes to run a planning department. Whether we go in-house or whether we went with a consultant only, those prices that you see in the memos only cover base services. So when a planning project comes up of a more technical nature, like a PUD or a PDD, these planned developments, those prices we would bring that consultant on directly for that project above these costs to handle very unique situations. And then we are going to pass that cost on to the developer as they approach us. We'll make that clear to the developer that that's his cost or her cost.
Mayor Racy, then where is that threshold where you don't have the knowledge base and it then gets turned over to the consultant that we're going to partner with? And also I want to ask is, are there any other communities that are using this practice? Is this a temporary practice, just to fill in a gap here for a later reevaluation of determining of where we should go from there? And then it also makes me concerned about, are we prohibiting ourselves from a larger opportunity of being able to negotiate something that would include something of, for example, getting community development ready with a master plan?
So if you're asking us, how do we know what we know and what we don't know?
Correct.
Yeah, that's a fair question, right? And so I think that because we've been in this industry, working closely with the planner and working with many developments, that we have a fair understanding of what we know and what we don't know. And certainly this is also a process of growing like we do in our profession, no matter what we do. So we'll be learning more about planning as we work with Mr. McKenna. We'll continue to, anything that we don't have an answer for, we will be relying on their services. We'll grow through that process also. But again, we know what we know and we know what we don't know, and we would do that properly. It may sound silly, but I think that's an important thing, right? Because we don't want to let the city feel like we may be overextending ourselves. It's not our goal to do that at all.
And Mike, you guys have already been doing this for 4 months, so you've kind of got an idea what this is going to do. You haven't had the McKenna piece, but you know.
That's true. We have really worked hard, and we have even maybe asked a question to perhaps McKenna already, or perhaps another planning company, because we do care about making sure things are right all the time. And so we're very careful on that. Lori's been working very, very hard, and I've also been working on this as well.
Mayor Racy, one more question.
Yep.
And where would our liabilities be on this?
So our liabilities, I believe, would be the same as any liability of a staff person that works for the city of Wayne. We're responsible for the things that we do and accountable for those things.
Anybody else have a question?
Just one quick question. So the retainer for $6,000 per year, I'm just wondering with McKenna, what does that include? Does that include a set number of questions? Does that include unlimited emails? Does that not include any of that? Does that just mean they have to answer us and charge us by the question when we do ask them?
No, actually, if I can, good evening, council. Part of the RFP that we did in doing the conjunction of the combination of the city and an outside consultant, they came back, both of the individuals came back with unlimited phone calls and emails. How they will do that is, let's say there's a month that I don't have any questions, or Mike doesn't have any questions, we don't have any phone calls, and maybe the next month, and they've already committed to this, next month, we need them to come to a meeting, or we need them to do something. They're certainly going to look at the fact that in the previous month, they had no interaction with us, so they're not going to charge us that additional fee the next month to come to a meeting. So they understand that we have a very unique situation here in the city, and Mr. McKenna, Mr. Jackson, Greg Elliott, who will be our main lead, they've been very willing to accommodate us and take our budget into consideration.
Any other questions?
Just a clarification, so the audience and residents know, this is something that's going to be looked at an annualized assessment, and that's our plan. The other question I have or direct question is this effective in line with our budget, or is this in line immediately that we're looking to do this?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been lucky that they've been doing this for the last 4 months and been working really hard to keep us afloat with all of this.
Mayor Racy, one question that didn't get answered is, are there any other communities that have tried this arrangement that you know
I
of?
could refer to Mr. McKenna, do you know? Obviously, you have the retainer.
Maybe we can get some background history.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi there.
I'm Phil McKenna. Used to be president of McKenna Associates, and I sold the company to John Jackson. So he couldn't be here tonight. And the gentleman, the planner that we propose for this community, and I think Lori and Mike have met, is Greg Elliott. He's a nationally certified AICP planner. And so he will be their regular source. Of course, we have a staff of about 32 planners. And so we're available in Northville or in downtown Detroit. We're close by. And we work like this in many communities. I would say we probably have, we call this continuing services kind of contract. And we probably have 75 to 80 of those in the state of Michigan and a couple in Indiana and Ohio. But that's a typical arrangement with a flat fee per month, unlimited telephone calls and assistance. And when we get to a certain point, then it becomes negotiable. It works very well because we tailor our contracts. I don't think we have one that is a copy of the other. But it works well because we know that the city needs predictable costs. So we fashion our whole practice so that our clients can have a predictable cost, so that the people know what's going to be expended, and also that the applicants for projects know what it's going to cost them.
Any other questions? Okay. 1 second. I just want to say, I think this is a great great idea. I thank you, Mike, for bringing it to us. I'm really excited to have McKenna, possibly working with us here. I mean, they're known throughout the state for what they do and a very reputable firm. To have them as partner, I just think that's a great fit for our community if we can make this work, so.
Thank you.
Yep, yes, please.
Kathy Rockwell, Wayne. I talked to all the council members about this and several other things on their agenda tonight. And one of the people said that with Mr. McKenna and the situation you have here, that they would be attending each city council meeting and each planning commission meeting for this fee. And I thought that it was a retainer fee, just like Lori and Mr. McKenna had said, and Mr. Biden. And Mr. Porter said that he thought it was a retainer fee, but one of the other council people told me different. So it's not true then that he's going to come to every council meeting?
Correct.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 5 on the agenda is appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. 5A, approve the appointment of Annetta Gruich, 34405 Richard Street, to fill the unexpired term of John Zeck to the Dangerous Buildings Appeal Board until February 2021.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions?
Mayor Racy, my only question would be, while I realize that Anita is a upstanding citizen in this community, she also is an employee, and my concern with, and I would direct this question to the attorney respectfully, is would this be in any way a form of conflict of interest?
That's something I'd have to look into. I'm not aware of what Ms. Gruich's position is with the city, so I would need some time to look into that if that's what the council wants our office to do.
Lisa?
Through the chair, we have other staff that serve on boards. We have a member of the finance team that's on the library board as well. So there's been no conflicts having staff serve on these boards, as long as there's no financial interest. They don't get paid, anything like that. So that's just been the way that we've moved forward.
Any other questions?
I don't have a question, but I want to add something. In Chapter 1472 of the Dangerous Buildings, it says here, be individual registered as a building official, plan reviewer, or inspector under the Building Officials and Inspectors Registration Act, Public Act 54 of 1986, be an MCLA. I'm not going to go through the numbers. The individual may be an employee of the enforcing agency. So I don't think, and it says 2 citizens must be on the board, so I think she's technically, if she's a citizen of Wayne, I don't think there's anything that would prohibit her from being on there.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anita, congratulations, she's here tonight.
Item 5B is approve the resignation of Hal Hultman from the Dangerous Buildings Appeal Board.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Could we also send a letter for Hal for his service? Thank you.
Five C, approve the appointment of Mike Byton to Dangerous Buildings Appeal Board to serve as building official.
Move to approve.
Support. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 6 is communications and reports. We have memo, item A is memo from the finance director regarding the investment report. And 6B, which was the Crest Bible Church thank you card to the police department.
So we'll receive and file A. Then 6B, are they here? No, okay. We'll have to reschedule 6B. Or do you have the thank you card already?
Yeah, it was, the
Okay.
communication
Okay.
was the thank you card.
Okay. Oh, okay. Great, thank you.
And item 7 is general items for consideration. 7A, approve budget amendment number 201906.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
7B, approve the resolution regarding an extension of the current 90-day moratorium on acceptance of applications for used car lots, which is set to expire on May 20th, 2019.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any questions?
How long of an extension?
It's 90 days. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
7C, approve a resolution to adopt the annual exemption option as set forth in 2011 Public Act 152, the Publicly Funded Health Insurance Contribution Act.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any questions? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
7D, approve a resolution to commit to the required match funds for the proposed 2022 bridge deck replacement project on the 2nd Street Bridge.
Move to approve.
Support.
Support. Wagner. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 8, administration reports.
City Manager?
All right, through the chair. The first thing I just want to do, and I'm probably, Councilman Webster is probably going to echo, is just want to say it was a pleasure participating in the cleanup at Sir Optimist Park this weekend. I'm still sore, but it was about 4.5 hours of giving back, and it really, we made a big difference in that park. We have plenty more, and so hopefully, and more individuals will come out to our park cleanups. You can get a magnet with the park dates anywhere at the City Hall desks out here and out in the front. And then there's also a flyer. So we can use all the help we can get because there sure is a lot of work to do in these parks. And we did a lot, but I think we still have quite a way, we have a ways to go, so.
Probably got about 50% done.
Yeah,
But there is
50%.
some other stuff to do.
4.5, 5 hours of volunteer work, 25, 30 people. So last meeting, there were a couple of questions I just want to address. Kathy Rockwell, you had asked about the Buildings and Engineering building, the former building. We did have a purchaser interested in the building. However, they found environmental concerns, so they've backed out. However, we have somebody else that's interested in the building. So the Community Development Director is currently working with our listing agent on an offer. So we do have another potential opportunity. I do. How much are we asking right now? What's it listed for? 185? Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome, Kathy, no problem. There was a question about the landfill issue. We're just as baffled as everybody else. We have, there was a question brought by Mrs. Brock about the vibrations over on Michigan Avenue between Canton, Westland, and the city of Wayne. And I actually spoke to the Canton Township Supervisor today. We were in Lansing at a conference, a Western Wayne meeting, and the mayor of Westland. And There hasn't been a ton lately of activity. I know there's a Facebook page dedicated, so I've been watching that Facebook page just to see if there's any activity. It's still being looked into. It seems that it's died down quite a bit. I did read that there were some homes that still had some vibration issues, but, we just don't have an answer for that yet. So I'm staying in touch with many of the groups that feel it might be them. We're just not going to name names or anything like that or speculate at this point. But the city is definitely staying on top of trying to figure out what's going on. And with the help of our Director of Billings Engineering and Ordinance, Mike and I have been talking to everybody we possibly can to find some answers, but there's still nothing there yet, unfortunately. The mayor, there was a question, this was to you certainly, but as I have to take notes on these, Mrs. Rockwell had asked about stating the names of motions, so I will leave that to you to answer. And other than that, that concludes my report. Did you have an update? Yes. Through the museum. I almost forgot. I'm sorry, Mr. Mills.
Oh, no problem.
Been a long day.
Tonight's sesquicentennial minutes are about general stores in Wayne from 1834 to 1979. In 1834, Ezra Derby opened the first general store in what would become Wayne. By 1840, J.J. Wright operated a general store. He sold out to J.D. Bunting, one of his clerks, in 1854. In 1850, William C. Steers opened his general store. He sold it to William Corlett and his partner, Mr. Hastings, in 1870. Thus, the Corlett and Hastings General Store was born. William Steers opened another general store in 1875, and in 1885, he added druggist to his trade. In 1870, the business directory lists the Cornelius Bayless General Store. Also listed was the Bedell Brothers General Store, which was sold to James Gilmore in 1874. The Bedell and Fisher General Store is listed in the 1875 and 1876 business directory. And in the 1877 directory, the Albert Fisher General Store is in the listing. By 1875, the Corlett and Hastings store ceased to exist. Mr. Corlett was now sole proprietor of the Farmer's Store, which he sold to J.C. Stellwagen in 1881. By 1885, William R. Corlett operated the Corlett Variety Store, whose name was changed to the Corlett and Sons Store, which was listed through the 1895 business directory. In 1854, again, I have previously mentioned that Jacob D. Bunting bought the J.J. Wright General Store. He sold this store to Eugene J. Dunbar and his partner, John Fairhead, in 1883. Thus, Dunbar and Company was born. In 1883, another J.D. Bunting Dry Goods was listed, and then this was renamed J.B. Bunting and Son by 1903. The Jeremiah O'Connor General Store opened in 1863. Following his death in 1885, his widow, Mrs. Catherine O'Connor, was listed as proprietor through 1889. The Hosey and Stellwagen General Store opened in 1868. The Gilmore and Company General Store operated from 1875 through 1883, and Mrs. Claire Tude General Store is listed in 1883. Clark General Store is listed in the 1877 through the 1879 business directories, and the Clark and Coy General Store was listed in 1881. John C. Stellwagen General Store operated from 81 through 1887, when the store was sold to Anthony Snyder. The Bernard Variety Store was listed in the business directory from 1887 through 1899. The 1887 directory also lists the Charles H. Kingsbury as operating a general store. Daniel M. Chambers and Company operated from 1891 through 1899. Wan and Company was a general store listed in 1893. Hike and Harris Dry Goods operated from 1895 through 1899. And the John B. Murphy General Store is listed in 1895 through 1897, and the Murphy and Woolger is listed in 1899. William J. Hayes and George L. Nash also are listed as general store operators in 1903. Snyder Brothers, Peter and Joseph General Store was in operation by 1906. After buying out Joseph's interest, the P.J. Snyder Dry Goods Groceries and Gents Furnishing Store began operations. T.P. Gorham was listed as a general store operator, In 1920, P.J. Snyder sold the grocery business to the Wolf Grocery Company. In 1929, the P.J. Snyder's remaining business was sold to Sam Singer. Mr. Singer sold the business to I. Lazar, who operated Lazar's General Merchandise through the 1970s. Also listed in the 1929 business directory was William R. and Dorothea Mulholland Dry Goods, which also operated through the 1970s. Thank you. I want to remind everyone and extend the Society's invitation to all of you to come to our membership meeting this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the museum, where we'll be having a presentation by the Society President, Nicole Conklin, and the museum curator, Tyler Mall, on our famous women of Wayne, and that throughout our sesquicentennial. That's at 7 o'clock at the museum this Thursday, the 9th. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Nancy here, the Senior Services.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I want to update you on some May things. I want to remind everybody that this Thursday, the 9th, at 11:30, we're meeting at Nick's, Coney Island. This is a chance for us to have food and friends and socialize. Everybody does need to get there on their own, and they also need to buy their own lunch. But it's growing a little bit. We've had a chance to chit-chat, so please feel free to join us. Also, Older Michiganians Day is May 15th. This is a chance for you to go to Lansing and have your voices be heard. This is coordinated with the Senior Alliance, and there are 3 different places you need to go to get picked up, and there's different phone numbers. So one is Westland, one is Woodhaven, and one's Romulus. So if you're interested, please give me a call and I will give you the information. Wednesday, May 22nd and Thursday, May 23rd is our Smart Drivers course. We still have some spots left open. It's from 9:30 to 1:30. You have to attend both days. Some of the insurance companies will give you a discount on your insurance when you show the certificate that you've attended the class. It's $20 unless you're an AARP member, and then it would be $15. Coming up, Midlife Crisis is a trip to Turkeyville. It's Thursday, May 23rd. It's just a day trip. You'll get a chance to see a play and enjoy their fresh turkey dinner. And I'm just going to finish for May. Bavarian Balloons over Bavarian End is May 24th. That's a Friday. It also is a day trip. You will have dinner at White Horse Inn, and you'll get a chance to see all the different balloons that take place over in Frankenmuth. And then last but not least, June 5th is the technology changing. This is one we talked about where there's so many different things on your car that you may not understand. This is a chance for you to sit in a class and ask questions. They do a small video. This class is totally free. It's offered in coordination with AARP. You do have to give me a call so that I know we have enough space for everybody. All my programs take place at HYPE on Howell and Annapolis, and the number is 721-7460. Please feel free to give me a call. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That'll conclude our report. City Attorney, did you have anything through administration?
Nothing this week, but we may be having some action on the street lighting resolution for the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. That'll conclude our report, Mayor.
Thank you.
Public comments for matters not on the agenda. Citizens are to limit their comments or requests to 3 minutes. The City Council asks that if you do have a question or concern, to bring it to the attention of the appropriate departments whenever possible. If you feel the matter has not been resolved satisfactorily, you are encouraged to bring it to the attention of the city manager, and if still not resolved satisfactorily, to the mayor and the City Council. The mayor, the City Council, and the department heads may not respond to the questions at the meeting, but will respond by the next City Council meeting or as soon as possible once they have looked into the matter.
Good evening, John.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council. My name is John Van Stiptonk. I'm a resident of Wayne since 1984. Proud member of the Wayne Rotary Club, Main Street, and a few other volunteer organizations. And I'm here to address to you tonight in response to what I think is a missing item on your proposed agenda, and that is the funding of the Senior Services Department. It's hard to believe that the city of Wayne would eliminate a department that offers services to the seniors of our community. And in Wayne, based on the latest census, which was 2010, 10.3% of households in Wayne have a member of that family age 65 or older. So that's, AARP says you're a senior when you're 50, so it's 65. And then also the census states that they predict that that number could go up to 15% in the next 20 years. So the residents of Wayne, we're aging and we're increasing. It's also well known that the seniors of Wayne, by and large, paid our taxes on time, paid our water bill on time, cut their grass, put their garbage cans away quickly, maintained their homes, and contribute to the community with their time, their treasure, and their talent. The seniors could be considered the heartbeat of the city. The Wayne Senior Services Office and Department provides a multitude of programs such as AARP, health screening. Is that all I have left is 40 seconds? 38 seconds? Oh, boy.
Read fast.
It is the largest group of volunteers in the city of Wayne. There must be a mistake that that item was left off the budget. And I hope that you, by the next council meeting, make time to look at that budget item and make sure that it's back in there. I can't imagine the Senior Services Department without it. I get some credit for that. Ladies and gentlemen of council, you could have a senior revolt if it is eliminated. And check out the audience and tell me who is not a senior.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Stan?
Mr. Mayor, City Council, fellow citizens. My name is Stan Shelton. I am the president of the Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And I just thought I'd let you know that the chamber is continuing to climb back on its feet. We're active in the community. We did help with the cleanup on the 27th, which is it was a lot, especially for an old man here. But the chamber is continuing. Senior. We're continuing to gain new members. We're going to solidify our board, and we are continuing our push to get it back where it belongs. There's a golf outing scheduled tentatively for August 24th, which is the chamber will be involved with two other organizations to raise money for a scholarship. So August 24th, keep that date on your day.
Okay, thank you. Kathy?
Kathy Rockwell, Wayne. John didn't get to finish the rest of the letter, so I'm going to finish it for him. It said the city administration must search out and apply for grants to supplement the Wayne Senior Service Office. Budget has been done for Wayne Police Department, the Wayne Fire Department, and the Wayne Public Service Department. And it's signed by all the Commission of the Aging. I talked to most of the councilmen over this last few days, and they're concerned about keeping the senior open because we don't have a lot of activities. So once you took away the senior center, we didn't have any place to go. You know, everything was just left out. And there's some of the people say we have 103 people are going to Westland, and some of them saying 108. And they went there because a few years back they said we were not be able to continue with the program, and so they went there and registered. Also, they're saying that Wayne only has 30 to 40 or 61 members. I didn't even know we had memberships in Wayne. I just know we counted people. And in Westland, they do have a membership, but I don't know how much it is. I'd like to ask, through the chair, if Nancy could come up and tell us some of the programs, because these numbers are so different from the people that you talk to, if she could actually give us how many people she works with through the year, or so far this year. And I would like to say that Nancy's done a wonderful job. I know a lot of people think she's upset because she's not going to have a job, but I've known her probably for about 20 years, and she's always there for the seniors, not for the money. And a lot of times she's working 6 or 8 hours a day compared to the 4 hours that she's getting paid for. And I want to thank you for her service.
If she wants to, she's.
Good evening again. I think Kathy's talking about, you guys are aware of an email where we were trying to figure out the number of people we serve. Comparing us to Westland is not even close because we are just an office, we are not a center. Had we had a center, it might have been different. When I was talking with the city manager, I had given her a list which was over 200 and some people just from probably this fiscal year. The difference is the comment was brought up as to whether I take the reservations or whether or not it comes through, say, AARP takes the reservations. My comment to Lisa was, in response to that, is I'm the one that, everything that comes to this office, I have my hands in it, some way, somehow. So I think the Senior Services Office should get credit for it, whether I take the reservation or not. I'm the one that searches it out. I may help with the flyers, I promote it, I take calls about it, etc. So there is a discrepancy and a difference as to what's what. In the list I have, like I said, it's over 200 and something. In that list, that does not include 6 different workshops that I did not have numbers on, and it does not put any number on any of the information and referrals that I do. So if it's going to be compared to Westland has 100 members, then we have more than that. We do not have memberships because they don't, at the Friendship Center, people sign in so they can come and go. We don't have that. People come to the classes, they come, they call, etc. So if that's what you're referring to, everybody who listens, I do the information of all the programs. Some of the programs I did not account for, like Cooking Matters for Diabetes, AARP, the tech program. I am now taking the reservations I didn't before. Diabetic Prevention Program, Diabetic Path, Beaumont Health Screening, Matter of Balance. The ones I do take all the reservations for are the AARP Driver Safety Course, Food and Friends, Wayne County Neighborhood Legal Services, sometimes Travelers. There was also a question about Meals on Wheels. They do have Wayne County go out and they interview the people, decide if they qualify for the program. The people who deliver do work for me. I take care of their schedule, I take care of their time card, I make sure the mileage comes in correctly, I take care of the vehicle, I take care of the checks that come in and get deposited. So to say that is not my program, I totally disagree. I do just as much as when the person who goes out and interviews and the person who is at the towers and makes sure that the meals get delivered and the cards are done. But it is a mutual thing. And my Senior Alliance grant that I have, one of the stipulations is we have to work with a multitude of different agencies, and we have to share. When I offer a program, I cannot limit it to Wayne. It has to be open to everybody. That's part of the grant. So does that answer? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Anybody else? Not really. I'm sorry. We got to move to the next person. Is there somebody else? We can talk afterwards. So. Anybody else?
That was disrespectful.
Go ahead.
Item number 9 is items for next agenda.
Mayor Racy, being that this month is Motorcycle Safety Month, and also happens to be Bicycle Safety Month, and I'm respectfully requesting the council to make a proclamation for Cycle Safety Month in the city of Wayne.
Okay. Anybody else?
Second that.
Yeah, I knew you would. Anybody else? Anything else? Okay.
Item number 10 was consent calendar. 10A, Wayne Historical Commission minutes of April 8th, 2019.
Wish your counsel.
Motion to approve without exception.
Second.
Was it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Comments from members of City Council.
Councilman Wagner.
Just real quick tonight, I stopped in at Dairy Queen on Sunday night and I saw a really long line there. And although it was inconvenient to have to wait, I was really happy to see so many people supporting a local business. So as the weather gets nicer, let's really remember our local businesses and get out and support them. Thank you.
Councilman Dowd.
First off, thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to congratulate our graduating officers and welcome to the force. Looking forward to the support you offer our city. Secondly, I sit on the Nankin Transit Commission and just wanted to highlight a couple things. First of all, that the service is out there and the number to contact for both medical and non-medical for seniors and handy-capable, I like to call it, residents is 734-721-2710. Also, you can look and find it at the website, which is nankintransit.com. I'm very impressed with what the collaboration that's going on with between Garden City, Inkster, Wayne, Westland, and Canton. The Transit Commission, or Transit itself, is collaborating very well, and I think there's a lot of satisfied people. I think more and more of the seniors and people in our immediate city can certainly enjoy and be involved with this program a little bit more. Lastly, I just want to congratulate the varsity Wayne varsity basketball team. Fantastic season. Even though I'm a Rocket, I'll take as a resident for 20 years. I guess I'm a Zebra now. So congratulations to the basketball team. With that, I'll pass.
Can we do a proclamation on that?
You can.
Councilman Miller.
Thank you, Mayor Racy. First of all, I want to thank the volunteers this past month on the various cleanups that we have had scheduled in our parks and also in our downtown. But I also want to thank the many unsung heroes throughout our community who don't get recognized for the fact that they spruce up their properties, the businesses, and the residents throughout our community. Planting, cutting, sweeping at the curb. Those are the individuals that I want to say a sincere thank you for helping to make this whole community as a whole a beautiful community to want to live in, to visit, and to be able to enjoy the beauty of our community. And when each of us participate that, what happens is the ones that aren't participating as strongly, that kind of gives them a little bit of a nudge to get with the program. So I appreciate that again from all the residents that don't even get recognized for the things that they do to their properties and their businesses in making our community beautiful. On another note, I also want to point out that at the, let me get the name correction here, is the Family Resource Fair that's occurring May 8th at the Jefferson Barnes Community Vitality Center. This is being hosted by Michigan Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And what this is a great opportunity to get information about housing, healthcare, counseling, food center, health programs, senior service, summer camps, prevention programs, parental care, prenatal care, nutrition, education, and utility assistance. A lot of information there. I think this is a great opportunity to come together with the Michigan Blue Cross and Blue Shield in gathering. This occurs tomorrow at the Jefferson Barnes Community Center again between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. And with that, I'll pass. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Skiff?
Thank you. Yes, I just was going to also mention the event that's coming up Thursday at the Historical Museum, the Women of Wayne presentation from 7 to 9. If you can make it, sounds interesting to me. I think I'm going to try and make it out. Also, I just wanted to mention that this Sunday is Mother's Day. So I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to other mothers out there. And I also wanted to just mention that, as we recognize the contributions that moms make to their children and their families, as we celebrate their contributions, I'm also realized that for some people it's not necessarily a happy day. We have bereaved mothers out there, and we also have children whose mothers have gone to, have passed on. So, as we remember the contributions that mothers make to their families, I hope that we also remember those who this might not be a happy time for them, and we just allow them, give them a little bit of grace if they want to talk about their children that have passed away, that we allow them to do that, or for children whose mothers have passed away, that we also allow them the opportunity to speak kindly and highly of their mother that is not with them. So, so with that, mothers near and far, on earth and in heaven, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Councilman Webster?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind everyone the Cookie Stroll is Saturday, May 11th. Tickets are $15 each or $4 for 40. You can purchase tickets at downtownwayne.org or call 734-629-6822. I got this in the mail. I thought this was sort of interesting. This is from the DIA. This is Thursdays at the museum. They're offering a free program for adults 55 and older. Bus transportation is free for groups of 25 or more in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. Complimentary coffee and cookie reception following the programs. To get more information about this, you can contact 313-833-7883 or email grouprequest@dia.org. And I just wanted to kind of touch on what Lisa said about the park cleanup on Saturday. We actually had probably the best turnout we've had for any of these. We had somewhere around 20-25 people. We definitely did not get done what we wanted to, but we did take roughly 60 plus bags of leaves and mulch and other things out. Several tuck roads of bushes and trees and vines that we tore off the fencing and other things. So we made quite the dent in there. So we will be planning another time to go back and do some additional things that we missed. Please remember, we do have another cleanup set for this month, Washington Trail, May 18th. Please be reminded, we're going to be meeting at 11 a.m. And this will go to 4 p.m. You're not required to stay all day, but if you can come out and assist, it would be greatly appreciated. And we will be meeting at Wayne City Hall on 11 o'clock on the 18th. So if you could join us. And I want to give a shout out to the chief. I've seen him both at the Main Street cleanup, and he came out on Saturday and helped us at Seroptimus. So thank you, Chief. It's good seeing you out there. And not only was the chief out there, but his officers that were on patrol even stopped out to help us and say hi. So it was a great thing to see them out. I'm sorry, what were the two officers that showed up? I didn't catch their names. Marcin and Bolton, okay, and newly promoted, thank you, Lieutenant McKay came out as well. So it was great to see them out. We even had surrounding neighbors come out for one of the first times as well. So they were pleasantly surprised to see the officers out there helping us. So it was a great thing. And just to finish up, to add on something Nancy talked about, Older Michiganians Day, it is a fantastic event. You can also contact for more information the Senior Alliance at 734-722-2830 or visit oldermichiganiansday.com. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. One real quick item. There's Narcan training Friday, May 10th, 2 p.m. at Hype. There's still some openings, so anybody that's interested in that, that's something that's very important in our society today. So if you can, there's still some openings. Sign up and need to contact Manny Powell. I think he's got the list of people that are going. That's all.
Thank you. I have a lot of things, actually. It's been busy 20 days in between meetings. So that everybody knows, there is going to be a Memorial Day parade this year on May 26th. It's going to go from John Glenn High School to the memorial behind the library at Westland City Hall, and it starts at 1 p.m. And it's going to be hosted by the VFW Bova Post. And they've also created seating. There's going to be a couple floats for veterans that have a hard time walking, that they can sit on a float to be able to participate. That's been one of the things that has been a problem, that not everybody can make the parade route as they're getting older, so they wanted to make sure that they had a ability to participate, and they shortened the route just a little bit this year, but it's going to happen. Last year's was canceled, so it's very positive to see that to come back. Had the opportunity to present the Wayne Westland Federal Credit Union, and congratulations. They've been serving our community for 65 years, and they've done a great job with that and continue to try to improve their service to our city and to Westland. So congratulations to them again. Had a meeting over the last couple weeks with our staff and Beaumont Hospital to meet the new hospital president, and just got to get to know everybody, and it went really well. I think there's some really positive things that I think that we can improve our relationship with the hospital and find more ways that we can do some things. One of the things that everybody resonated with was the opioid crisis that we have, and seeing what they can do to help out with that. We talked about a variety of things, but it was very, very positive, and I look forward to building that relationship and making it even better than it's been. Got a chance to have a meeting with our Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. She came to town a couple weeks ago on a Tuesday. Councilwoman Skiff sat in with me and had a good conversation with her. It was very positive, and she's going to be doing a town hall at the end of the month in the city of Wayne at Karma Coffee. I don't have that date with me, but I know
May 30th.
Okay, May 30th. And flyers are out on the table for that, and she's going to be coming to town. And then Thursday, we also have Senator Polhanke and Representative Coleman are doing a town hall on Thursday at 6:30 at Karma Coffee for residents that want to talk to them. We had last week we were named CSX City of the Week, and they did a variety of things throughout town, and we had some fun with them, and They came out to our cleanup, came into City Hall, went to a few businesses, and they did a good job with just helping to have fun and promote our community in a different way. And so that was really fun. I want to thank everybody for participating in both of the cleanups that we had. They were the first one that we had downtown was huge. Like it just keeps growing, and there's a lot of different organizations that get involved with Main Street to make that happen, and thank them for that. But I think it was over 200 bags of trash that was picked up, and they did it's a great thing. Just seeing the community coming together and making a difference. And then was at the park cleaning up over the weekend, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done in our parks, and I appreciate everybody that's been coming out to that. And if you know people that love our parks and would like to participate, that encourage people to come out and help whatever hours they can do. It's making a difference. We have been able to, a couple meetings, 1 or 2 meetings ago, we secured the funds for the softball for those parks. So we're going to be adding those into the parks that have not had it for a long, long time. So one of the things we're committed to is improving our parks for our children, and we've been able to do that through a variety of ways. But one of the things was the foundation had closed down for the Parks and Rec, and that there was a portion of money that went towards that, and we had some other funds that were earmarked for that. So with the county, so that is a very, very positive thing that we're going to be able to make our parks better for our kids. Also, we did finally finalize. I haven't even had a chance to tell all the Rotarians about this. That we got everything finalized with Beaumont for the play structure, and we've got a build date from the company that the best date they can get us is June 28th and 29th. For that, it's a Friday and Saturday, so if anybody wants to help out and help build a play structure in Rotary 2, it's going to be great. Beaumont's actually raised what they were originally going to do to just over $40,000 of investment into that park. Originally it was about $20,000. So as we've waited, it's been growing and improving. So I want to thank them for their commitment to our community and continuing to work together and find ways to make the city of Wayne better. So with that,
Move to adjourn.
wait just 1 second. I forgot another big thing. Thank you, city manager. It's been a long day. I don't normally get up at 6 in the morning. We were, the city manager and I were in Lansing this morning and all day, meeting with a variety of state reps, and then we met with our state rep and our state senator, working on a bunch of different issues with the CWW, and we had our partners, both Canton and Romulus and Westland were there. So I mean, to have our surrounding communities, there was other people there, but we had a chance at lunch to be able to get to know each other a little bit better and working on those relationships too. So I'm very encouraged on some things for the future, and just as we're trying to work together, it was very, very positive and well worth our time and going out there and building those relationships in Lansing today. So with that,
Move to adjourn.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?